Remember how I said that I was not going to get carried away emotionally by the disorder and chaos of the house with the construction on the top floor and the flooding and thus construction on the bottom floor? It's working really okay. A positive change that I can see is that I can see the stress I'm feeling as I'm feeling it. And I am not just puking it out over everyone in the household. Wow, that's amazing growth. What I don't love is how bad I feel when I'm at home, when I'm in the midst of it, with how overwhelming the sensation of anxiety and overwhelm is. Feeling angry and torn in many directions at one time is the experience I'm having. Here is what I'm doing to try to work with it. In the past, my pathway has been to take those sensations, those sensory perceptions, looking around the house and seeing how messy it is, the thought patterns of, oh no, how much time do I have? When am I going to get this done? I'm probably never going to get it done. I'm always going to be living this way. The sensory body experience, the somatic experience, and the mind leading me down a pathway of anger. Today, I tried, with everything I had, to take those sensations and thoughts and channel them into tears, into crying, screaming out my tears and my feelings and my frustrations. And when I say screaming, I mean that very literally. I most definitely did a primal scream, standing, knees slightly bent, fist balled up, scream at the top of my lungs in the garage this morning in order to express that energy out of my system, of my body. And I cried many times today. I don't feel amazing. I don't feel like a fairy floating around with twinkling lights, loving everything about her life. But I didn't vomit my anger out on my family. I'm not living through a shame attack over how I expressed myself or how I was moving around my household. And I feel calmer. I feel a sense of release because of all the tears. Here's a few tips if you'd like to try to develop this pathway in yourself. I recommend screaming, not at someone. That would be the anger pathway. I recommend getting into child's pose or some other kind of grovelly on the floor. Think of how a toddler might get on the floor when they're having a tantrum or a crying spell. Just letting the sound and the feeling and the sensation just come out of you while you're doing that. I recommend, if you're feeling just the slightest sensation of I want to cry, someone who is crying, try doing that. You can see if you can draw it up out of you. I have multiple playlists that have sad, sad songs that make me cry when I listen to them. And these are things I'm using to try to rewrite that pathway.